Do you ever sit down to record and think, like, what do I even say? You're not alone. This happens to me as well. Creative paralysis is like the biggest killer of content consistency. So every week on this live stream, right, I try to show you how to take real videos and unlock repeatable workflows that you can use right away. And so today what we're going to tackle is the hidden use case inside of Alphana that most people don't realize. It's beating creative paralysis. We're going to take one video and we're going to pull out your unique voice, and then we're going to use that to be able to rewrite a viral video idea in your exact style. And so by the end of the session, you'll see how easy it is to go from I don't know what to say to having a full script, hooks, and posts that are ready to publish. So this is great for you to be able to steal stuff from a competitor, be able to rewrite a viral post that you've had. And I'm pretty excited to be able to show you this, hopefully to take you out of creative paralysis and get you on your way to being able to create more often. For those of you, especially if you're new, you see inside of Alphana, what I'm showing you right now is Alphana. This is where you can see a lot of your projects. Now, what I was saying earlier is I want to be able to take a video and I want to be able to analyze to understand my voice. And then after that, I want to go and grab another video of a popular or viral video that I found on YouTube, and I want to reverse engineer that and rewrite a script inside of my voice. And this is a great way for you to be able to help come up with ideas, to be able to create more content, but also to make sure that it's written inside of your voice. Just to kind of show a quick glimpse, if this is your first time, when you click on create, inside of Alphana, we have a wealth, an entire library of templates that you can use to repurpose content into different forms, whether that's creating a product launch toolkit, or in our last session, we covered how to generate VO3 prompts using Alphana, or creating ads, images, or YouTube content workflow. We've got workflows for almost every person. And you can come in here and actually upload from YouTube or upload your own video or audio from a source, and then use that to be able to repurpose content. Now, in my case, what I did was I already uploaded a video and created an empty project so I can start from. What do I want to do? Okay, so every session that I record every week on this live stream is not scripted. I literally, on the cuff, I have my high level agenda. I know exactly what I want to cover. I do some prep, but for the most part, the entire session is not scripted. For me, as a business owner, as a founder, and a content creator that's creating content and publishing on YouTube, that's the only way that I can do it. If I have to figure out scripts every single time in order to come up with content, it's a lot harder because I'm going into and trying to figure out, and again, I get into this like, what do I talk about kind of thing, and then perfecting it and all of that, right? For me, off the cuff is the best way. Put me into an interview, a podcast, or something like that. Like I can talk forever, provide bombs, insights, just knowledge on anything that we do. But now what I want to do is I want to, if I wanted to reverse engineer for virality and I wanted to come up with content that was going to get 1 million hits, right? The videos that I produce aren't going to get 1 million hits, but that's okay because I am talking to the select few couple hundred people who are going to get the exact value that I need, right? I don't need to reach millions for what the purpose is of my live stream every week, right? Those of you in this session are the ones that are leveraging this to be able to learn content. So what's great is that all my videos, because they're unscripted, I can actually pull out insights about what I'm talking about in the video and understand my voice. So if you record a weekly session on YouTube or a podcast or anything like that, I want you to grab that video and bring it into Alphana. Okay, so just like I did here. So now I've got my video from one of my past Insider Live sessions. And this one was talking about mastering hooks, where I gave out a formula to create engaging hooks that can go viral. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and click create ad card, because what I want to do now is from this video, I want to generate content or extract insights. Now, what I did was I actually created one before the session called Define How I Talk. And this is because what this prompt is going to do is going to analyze the video, and based on the video, it's going to learn and understand what I'm talking about and pull out, I think, 7 key items or attributes about my style rules that define exactly how I talk in this video. And here it is. So this first step is just, how do I talk? Let's bring out those rules. And you'll see here that I'm going through the 7 different styles, right? I pull up the 5 sample lines that I would typically say in a video. And then down here, I now craft a prompt that I can use that literally tells our AI exactly how to write or speak like me, right? So I'm going to read, just kind of high level, right? 7 style rules that define my speaking style. Perfect. Sentence length, right? My sentences are concise and they're to the point, often under 15 words. This ensures clarity and keeps the audience engaged. So here's an example that I've used inside of my video. Ever wonder why some prompts just don't work? Boom, captured. I mean, I can imagine myself just saying this naturally. I'm like, boom, right? The prompt just popped up. Okay, beautiful. The next one, tone. The tone is conversational, approachable, and slightly playful, making the audience feel like they're having a one-on-one chat. That's just the way I am, the way I speak. I love to have this a little bit more personal with everyone that I'm talking to, right? And so in here, an example is, let's see if this made a little bit better, right? It talks about pacing, right? And it puts an example like, we're going to go ahead and hit generate. Let's see what happens, right? And you guys might notice I say right a lot or make sense, right? And so these are little elements that make content more me, right? And look, here it is. Common phrases include right. So let's check this out. And boom, these create a signature rhythm and keep the tone engaging. This is something else I've said, right? The smartest prompts aren't the longest. They're the clearest. Boom. It just keeps throwing boom in there. I can't believe I say boom that much. You see, this is also going to be a realization of how you speak. It looks into my call to action style, what to avoid technical jargon, abstract concepts, or long-winded explanations, engagement, right? I directly address the audience's pain points and offer immediate solutions. Here's 5 examples of what I say, and now I've got my prompt. That's step 1, okay? That's the beauty of one of the things that I think is really missed and what people don't take advantage of in Alphana is to be able to leverage it, to be able to extract your writing style, your speaking style, and more insights about the content and the videos that you're already recording and producing. Now, what I want to do is I want to grab a video because now I want to take another video that went viral and rewrite that script for me so that I can publish on, let's say, YouTube, Instagram, or another channel. These videos had roughly a couple 100,000 views. So when I say viral, try to find something that's a couple 100,000 or million plus views. If your niche is so small and no videos hit that amount of streams, just try to go for what the highest number of streams are in that niche, right? That'll help you to kind of put it into perspective, right? Some videos get millions, but some videos, maybe viral is 10,000 views or 50,000 views, okay? It all really depends on the topic and the discussion. But when those videos, the top ones, are doing really well, you want to be able to mimic that style, okay? So I'm going to grab this video as an example from Alex Hormozi, okay? Alex Hormozi literally just released his new book. It's called $100 Million Models, and literally launched his book and made over $100 million in a weekend. It was insane. He teaches all these incredible systems and ways to be able to do things. And so his video goes viral so many times online. So many people watch his content. So we're going to take this Alex Hormozi YouTube short and we're going to pop that into Alphana so that we can try to mimic that style, right? So let's go back now into Alphana and let's see what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to click create. Now I'm going to go back to that YouTube workflow. I'm going to click add YouTube and I'm going to drop that YouTube video here and boom, now it found the YouTube video and I'm going to click import. So first step is we're going to import the video so that we can leverage it to be able to create more content. And we're going to give that just a moment. Here we go. So now I've got the video imported. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and start with a blank project. Okay. So one thing inside of Alphana is the first step is you want to create the transcript. So I'm just going to type up here transcript for a second. I take that back. You could. So you could type transcript and just do the transcript. But there's actually one thing that I want to do is I want to analyze the video and I'm going to look for, I believe it's called viral. Let me see, I'll tell you right now. All right, so I have a couple in here. One we've got is called the Viral Video Analyzer. It's going to analyze the video and tell you why it went viral. And the second one is a viral hook decoder. And I want to, here's the one. I'm going to pull up the viral hook decoder because it gives you examples in different industries. And I think this is a good one to do. And I'm just going to use this one as a basis. You could start with a blank transcript or use one of these content cards to generate content. Now I'm going to personalize it. My tone is conversational, 6th grade reading level, target audience are creators, English, and additional instructions. So here's one of the things that, yeah, I'll just go ahead and hit generate just for this demo purpose. All right, and I'll update his name. All right, so I've got the video. This next step here is going to allow me to edit the transcript. The reason I'm going to edit the transcript in this scenario is because what I want to do is update his name so that the AI has context on who this person is. There we go. Transcript is ready. You can see that here. First thing first, I'm going to go ahead here. I'm going to click the thumbnail and type Alex Hormozi. and click enter. So now you'll see that Alex Hormozi is reflected and the AI now knows who this speaker is. Now, if you guys haven't done this yet, you can edit any individual word. So if it misspells a word, your name, or anything like that, you can edit by just double clicking any of the words that you see here, or you could click the drop down here that says edit word. I'm going to hit generate and we're going to go ahead and now import this video. And the first thing it's going to do is analyze the video and extract the hook from this video so that we have more knowledge and insights. Once we have this project ready for us to go, we're going to now rewrite this exact script, but now inside of my voice. All right, question. Is there an option to preset that personalization so it's set for new cards and workflows? Yes, that's a great question. So as this is generating, inside of Alphana, you have the option to personalize the settings for each individual project as you're going. This is helpful if you want to make different nuance changes. What I recommend that we've had for a very long time is actually you update your custom instructions. This is like memory inside of Alphana. You want Alphana to remember certain things about you. You want it to remember how you write. You want it to remember your tone and different elements. So what you would do in this case is you would actually update your custom instructions. And let me see if it'll let me do it while I'm here. Okay, I won't do it here, but you could do it in the project, or I'm going to go ahead here to my settings. Where is settings? All right, so I'm going to click on settings while that's generating. And inside of settings, you have your global instructions. So what you could do is here globally, this means that every new project that you create will automatically adapt to whatever you put here. So inside of your custom instructions, you can tell it how you want it to write, how to spell your name if it always misspells it incorrectly. You could put links to your social channels. You could tell it, never talk about XYZ, always repurpose and rewrite my content about this target audience. So these are all the different ways to give Alphana memory, right? Give it something to remember about you each time so that every single time you create a new project or a new workflow, it always remembers this about you. Let's see the progress. All right, beautiful. So this one's almost done, but if I look here, you'll see that we use our viral hook decoder card, and this is here it is, right? It shows you the exact hook used in the viral video, and here it is. This is my actual productivity routine. 1 day a week for me, which is Mondays. I have my manager day. That's the hook into the video. And then it drives in and it breaks down the video. It's got the direct promise of value, personalization, curiosity trigger, and audience connection. And so this is always good if you're trying to unravel, why did this video go viral? Yes, the person might have an audience, but also there's these tips and tricks that you do inside of a video. And so here's how you can use it to break down what the hook is. And not only that, what's cool about this card is that it'll automatically draft new hooks for different target audiences. So you can see how his exact hook or the video that you used is being used in different industries, right? So the first one is on fitness, right? This is my actual fitness routine. 3 days a week for me, I focus on strength training to build muscle. Boom, that's literally replicating his hook. Here's the second one. This is my actual business growth strategy. Every Friday, I analyze metrics to plan the next week. Or let's drive in somewhere in the middle, meal prep, all right? This is my actual meal prep routine. Every Saturday, I cook for the entire week to stay healthy. So this is a great way to be able to decode a viral hook from an existing video that's already trending and doing well online, right? There's no need to reinvent the wheel. You can actually leverage this to now tailor it into your own words and in your own style. Let's do that now. All right, now that we've got the video analyzed, we've got the viral hook decoded. We're going to come up here to the top left in Alphana and we're going to add a card. As a reminder, cards are like content pieces or workflows that you can generate inside of Alphana, okay? Each card will leverage the context from the video. So it'll learn about the video and then generate whatever it says here. Like I can generate AI images, a Twitter thread, TikTok videos, LinkedIn posts, right? In this case, I'm going to go ahead and we are going to rewrite this in my voice and I'm going to start from scratch, okay? So I'm going to use create your own. Now, we are going to publish, so if you guys wait till the end and I'll explain it, I'll make sure that all of you have access to this prompt so you don't have to come up with it, okay? We're going to take care of that for you. That's one of the beauties of inside of Alphana. So here's what I'm going to do. I have a prompt here and I'm going to read it out loud and then we'll continue to break it out, okay? In this case, I'm saying, based on my video transcript or text context, list 7 style rules that define how I talk. Sorry, I copied the wrong prompt. Hold on 1 second. This is where you have your master list of prompts. This is why I got to get it into Alphana for all of you, so you have access to it. All right, let's start over. Here we go. This is the prompt that we have in here that I'm going to make sure everyone has access to. I'll explain it at the end of the video. Rewrite this video transcript in my voice using the voice DNA rules. keep the exact structure of the source video, the hook, setup, teaching, sections, story, CTA, which CTA is call to action. Work in one short personal detail from my context. Use clear, short sentences. End with one simple CTA tied to my offer. I'm going to actually tweak this live in the Voice DNA rules I've added below. I just want to make sure that we are being very clear with AI on what to use, and I'll show you. We're going to say keep the exact structure. Beautiful. And now at the end, I'm going to say end one simple CTA tied to my business or offering. Okay, because this could be different depending on who uses this. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to come over here and I'm going to put a prompt on the way that I talk. All right. Now you're probably asking, well, what is the prompt for the way I talk? We just covered that right before, right? So let's go. I have the other tab open. If all of you remember, we already analyzed one of my Insider Live videos, okay? We already defined exactly how I talk. And then Alphana automatically drafted a prompt that literally says exactly how I talk to make sure it does that. So I'm going to copy and paste this prompt that was written in Alphana, and I'm going to paste that now in this new card, okay? And here it is. It says, here's the prompt on how I talk. Right, in a conversational tone with short, punchy sentences, under 15 words. Use a playful and approachable style incorporating rhetorical questions and phrases like right or boom. Ensure the pacing includes natural pauses to engage the audience, avoid technical jargon, address the audience's pain points directly, offering specific actionable solutions. Call to action should feel relatable and solution-oriented, such as here's the fix or let's solve this now. Keep the content simple, engaging, and focused on practical insights and fixes. Okay? Now, if you remember, this is an exact prompt that you can also put in your custom instructions, right? You don't have to put it in this individual card, but for those of you, if you're coming in here for the first time, I'm showing you a workflow of what you could do just one point inside of this one particular card. So now the AI is going to rewrite it in my voice. It understands my voice. What's the second piece missing? If it's going to rewrite this, it has to have more information about me, about Sebastian Mourra, the CEO and co-founder of Alphana. If it doesn't have that context, it'll rewrite the script, and don't get me wrong, it'll be able to use it, but you want it to be able to be a little bit more related to you. So what I did was I drafted a quick blurb, which I'll pull up here, about me. Let's see if I have it. One trick that I will tell you, if those of you who use ChatGPT, open up ChatGPT, it probably already knows information about you because it has memory, and you can ask it, hey, give me a 100 or 150 word bio about me and what I offer, and it'll make it for you. So here's more information about me. Okay. And I am pasting now this mini bio about me so that it has some context. Again, you can put this exact information inside of your custom instructions so that Alphana remembers it. So you don't have to rewrite it every single time. Okay. But I want you to see this workflow in one mega prompt so that you have access to it. Here we go. Sebastian Mourra, CEO and co-founder of Alphana. Alphana is an AI content manager that turns one video into 30 pieces of content like shorts, threads, posts, scripts, so creators stop guessing and start publishing. I host a weekly live stream, Alphana Insider Live, where we build content together and beat creative paralysis in real time. That's a blurb about me, right? And you know what? I'll put that. Let's make that. Here's a blurb about me and my business. Okay. So give it context about you, give it context about your business, or even if you have details about your offer, you could put that in here. All right. Now that we've understand how I talk, now that we've got information about me, and I want this to be able to rewrite this viral video in my voice, I'm going to go ahead and hit generate. There we go. Now it's analyzing the video. It's understanding everything that's all about it, what makes it go viral and all these different pieces. And it understands about me and rewriting this script now in real time. Here we go. Look at that. Okay. So I'm actually going to make a tweak to this prompt, but we could go ahead and read it if that makes sense. I want to change the formatting, right? If for scripts, I don't like having timestamps in there. We just want it formatted very easily. But hey, let's read this. Let's see what this came up with, right? This is my actual productivity routine. One day a week for me, which is Mondays, I have my manager day. On that day, I maximize as many meetings as I possibly can. Why? Because I know that I can't do deep work as soon as I have one meeting. And anyone ever had 10 a.m. meeting in the middle of your morning and thought, well, I guess my morning's cooked here. Same here. I'm misreading that, right? I work the same way. The other days of the week, completely empty. Those are the days I make stuff. And when I make stuff, we make money. So I try to maximize that to the best of my ability. The next thing, I book meetings back to front. That way, I keep as much morning time as possible before meetings start. By combining these two things, dedicated deep work days and back-to-front scheduling, I've made the most of my time. So this is, okay, and then it's like, all right, want to stop guessing and start creating. Let's make AI work for you. Head to alphana.ai and let's solve this now. So it now took this example of a video and rewrote it and tried to incorporate the elements from my voice. What I would want to change about this prompt, and everyone, this is what I call iteration, okay? Anytime you work with any AI tool, whether it's on ChatGPT, Claude, or any other solution out there, sometimes the first draft is not what you were looking for, okay? It takes iteration, it takes modifying and prompting it in order to get it right. We try to produce these prompts as strong as possible so that the first time it appears for you, it's as close as we can to get you to a result that you are going to be satisfied with, or get you a really strong draft that you can leverage, right? So in this case, what I don't like is it did not use, I'm going to write it here out loud. So rewrite in my voice using the way I talk below. I've added those rules below. Keep the exact structure of the source video, hook, setup, teaching section, story, CTA, but make sure it's rewritten in my voice and uses clear phrases on how I speak. Okay. I know we are reiterating. Sometimes you need to reiterate twice inside of it, right? Work in one short personal detail from my context into the script. Use clear short sentences. End with a one simple CTA tied to my offering. Do not add timestamps. Make sure to add paragraph breaks throughout the script to make it easier to read out loud. All right. So why am I adding this information, right? It's really hard to read a script if it gives you a blob of text. It's also very hard to read a script when you've got all of these numbers and timestamps encoded into it, right? So we want it a little bit cleaner. Now, if you want help with timestamps and pacing and you want it to come up with how long each piece is going to be, then this might work out for you. And you can ask it to include those timestamps. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So now I'm going to go ahead and click generate. And the biggest thing that we're looking for here, yes, it's going to make the prompt a little bit better, but also to make sure that it's going to be formatted a little bit differently. Okay, this so far I think seems to be better. All right, let's read a couple quick lines. Let's talk productivity. You ever feel like one meeting can wreck your whole day? Same here. Here's how I tackle it. Mondays are my manager days. I pack in as many meetings as possible. Why? Because once I have one meeting, I can't focus on deep work. You know that feeling, right? Like a 10 a.m. meeting just ruins your morning flow. The rest of the week, it's all about creating. No meetings, just making stuff. And when I create, we make money. Boom. Here's another trick I use. When I do have to schedule meetings, I book them back to back, starting later in the day. That way, my mornings stay clear for uninterrupted work. So here's the takeaway. Split your week into maker days and manager days. Protect your mornings and watch your productivity skyrocket. Do you need help turning your ideas into content without the guesswork? Let's get started at alphana.ai. Okay, how many of you notice a difference now between this result and the first result that I showed you before I made these changes? First of all, it's formatted better, okay? You could see here there's no timestamps, it's cleaner, it's much easier for me to digest, and it's literally rewritten the entire video, but now in my voice. And you could tell the last draft it was rewritten and it was better, but it was not really in my voice, okay? We had to reiterate that in the prompt to make that better. You could see some things that we had in the prompt, like the word boom, or like, right? You know that feeling, right? Because I use right a lot. You'll see the sentences are even a little bit shorter, or like, let's talk productivity. Inside of the original prompt, it defined that I do inclusive things like let's do this, right? These are different words that I typically say as I do a lot of these sessions, and this one nailed it, okay? So really, really good example of how this could work. So I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to call it Rewrite Viral Videos in My Voice. This might be too long. Rewrite videos in my voice. I want to see if this is too long. I don't like doing really, really long ones. All right, that works. All right. Now I've got this card, Rewrite Videos in My Voice. And again, later I'm going to go ahead and publish that, but I want to be able to reuse this one. So I'm going to copy it. Actually, I'll come back to it. I'm going to create another project. So let's come over here. And we're going to try this now with another video. This one's about a fitness cruise. And let's just try one more. I'm going to drop the YouTube short in here. We're going to click import. So you got a suggestion, right? Let me see. Your viral, my voice. Yeah, like your viral, my voice. All right, let me play with that. See if we publish something like that. I like that. You're trying to do a twist on words, make it short. I like it. If you guys got other ideas, please drop it in the chat. So in this case, again, all my content cards, I'm going to try the viral video analyzer. This is a different prompt. That way I could show you what that looks like. Perfect. Click next and generate. So I'm taking a different video, different topic. I think this one's in fitness, talking about The Rock's crazy routine. And before, what you remember, what we did is we analyzed the hook. In this one, what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the viral video analyzer, and we're going to analyze the entire video in the script. So now this will give us an analysis of why this video potentially went viral, or why this video went viral. Because it did. This one has hundreds of thousands of views already on YouTube. And then we're going to rewrite this one now in my voice so you can see a second example of how this works. And we're going to try to use the prompt that we just finished putting together so that we can rewrite this video. All right, we'll let that run. Meanwhile, questions from the audience. You mentioned text expander. Yes, I think I actually have it. It's habits, right? Always a habit to use the amazing tools you have. Let me see. There was a question before while this is running. Is there a way to combine multiple input sources, 2 videos or 1 video and an audio file to run a workflow template? All right, so this is a great question. So we do not have a way today to be able to input like a video and an audio or 2 videos as sources. But what we can do is you can actually input a video as a source as well as a text content. So I could take a 1-hour video, right? Or audio. It could be audio. It doesn't have to be video. So you could take 1-hour audio or video into Alphana, and then you could literally copy and paste an entire article or a write-up or a document and paste that into the text box. And what we will do is we will combine those 2 elements, okay? So that is possible. And I'll show you what that looks like now. We're just going to let this one run. I think I'm going out of order, but looks like AI today is just acting a little bit slower than usual. But that is a great question. So yes, definitely you can combine 2 sources, video and text, or audio and text. We've got viral video analyzer. So now we are breaking down what makes this content work. Starts off with the hook, with a playful and quirky line. Gather around, kids. Daddy's making pancakes. It grabs attention with humor and sets a lighthearted tone, right? So what's great about this, okay, is that you could literally decode and analyze any viral video that you see on YouTube. Put that into Alphana. It could be a YouTube short under 60 seconds, or it could be a 2-hour video, okay? It does not matter. And what's great is it will analyze why that video went viral and tell you the good things about that video. It shows you the main points about the video, why people were sharing it. It talks about how it's relatable, it's funny, surprising, it's personality driven, right? It structures a template so that you could create similar content, right? You don't need to guess how to make content. If you don't know how to make a video go viral, if you don't understand how to do it, plug that video into Alphana and then use the viral video analyzer card, and it will literally tell you and break that down for you. Okay, this is an ultimate hack of how to use Alphana. I definitely recommend you use it. Then it gives you hook ideas for new topics, right? Like, you won't believe what I just put on my pizza. Or, here's why my dog eats better than I do. Or, I tried to recreate Gordon Ramsay's recipe and this happened. These are all incredible hooks that are sticky and that'll drive attention. We break out an analysis. We give you tips of how to write. We tweak it for different platforms like for TikTok or YouTube, and give you, again, more examples in different industries. So don't sleep on this. Use the viral video analyzer. We're going to now go ahead and hit add card. And now what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite this script in my voice. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to copy the prompt that I just finished, grab the entire thing with my bio, and I'm going to paste that now in this new project in Alphana. And I'm going to say, rewrite this video in my voice. Boom. All right, now we hit generate. So now it's analyzing the video, it's understanding the prompt, it's got insights about me, context, and it's going to rewrite this video. Here we go. Gather around, folks. Let's talk pancakes. Who doesn't love a good cheat meal, right? Look at that. You see, it already tied it in, okay? One of The Rock's favorites lately, pineapple coconut pancakes. And get this, they're topped with blueberry jam, peanut butter, and maple syrup. Sounds like a sugar rush waiting to happen, doesn't it? Here's a fun fact. The Rock loves nut butter. And no, I'm not allergic. Dwayne. Okay, it's talking to Dane. That's like 500 calories of almond butter on those pancakes. Wild, huh? This treat is slathered, like really slathered, and it's cheat meal masterpiece. Boom. Now, I'm not saying you need to go full on pancake mode, but imagine if your content could stack up like this. A single video turned into 30 pieces of content, each one as irresistible as those pancakes. That's what we do at Alphana. Help creators like you stop guessing and start publishing. Ready to whip some content magic? Let's make it happen. Head to alphana.ai and let's get started. Wow, this one actually surprised me. Do you guys see what it did here? So this video has nothing to do with creating content. It has nothing to do with Alphana, our business, how we help you to be able to create more content, get out of creative paralysis, and get started online. It has nothing to do with that. It's literally just talking about how The Rock, his nutrition, making, pineapple coconut pancakes. But if you see it twisted right here, after it hooked you in about pancakes, it dived right into making this relevant to my business, to Alphana. Right? By talking about how you can go full on pancake mode, but imagine that your content could stack up like this. I mean, just look at the twist of words, right? A single video turned into 30 pieces of content, each one as irresistible as those pancakes. Guys, I am going to re-record this video. We're going to publish this one online. Why not? Right? Might as well. I've got a great hook. Show The Rock at the beginning of the video. It catches people's attention and then draws them in to be able to learn more about Alphana. We could probably make some tweaks to this, but this is just one example of how you could literally repurpose a video to try to make it your own. So I'm going to rename this. I'll be like, your viral, my voice for now. I'm just going to type that here. Is that how you wrote it? All right, let's give that a shot. Boom. Okay, so we got that narrowed down. All right, so that covers this part of the session. Hopefully that made it clear. You can take any competitor's video or anybody in your industry that's performing really well, decode the hooks, decode the video to see what made it go viral. Once you've done that, you could bring in your own video, okay, that you've recorded on YouTube, a podcast, or you know what? Grab your phone and record yourself and just talk for 15 minutes. Okay, that's totally fine. And now drop that into Alphana. And what we are going to do is we are going to decode your voice. We are going to define how you talk. Okay. And after we define how you talk, you can now use that prompt that we automatically generate for you. We create the 7 style rules that define how you talk. And now you can use that to rewrite those viral videos in your voice. This is super valuable. I'm telling you, this is a trick that creators use to create more videos that are hitting millions and millions and millions of streams online. So I really recommend for you to do it. Now what I want to do is I want to make sure I cover some of the questions you guys had earlier and show you those tips and tricks, because that's why you're here. You're here to see how Alphana can work for you. This right here breaks down what makes this content work. Okay. And I'm going to create a new project. Now, one of the questions that you had earlier was, hey, can we upload a video or plus another piece of context to combine them to create content from? And what I mentioned earlier is you could take a video, you could take audio, and then combine that with text. Okay. You could also do it with just text. You don't even need a video. But if you wanted to combine the two, you could. The way you would do it is let me grab a video so I could show you. I'm just going to grab one from my library so I don't have to re-upload it again. So let's go ahead and, which video do I want to grab? Well, I'll just grab the rock, no, not the rock recipe. Let's grab something about Gemini. Perfect. All right, I'm going to grab this video. So now I've got that video. Now in here, you're going to see a text box. Okay. This is where you could type or paste any additional context. Okay. Now keep in mind, this is not instructions. You're not telling the AI what to do here. What you're telling it here is giving it more insights and context. And I'm going to paste now everything that I copied from that template that literally was talking about what made this video viral, right? And it breaks down what made that content work. I apologize. I don't know why it's not showing larger here for you, but this is literally breaking down how this content works. Now, why am I doing that? Because I want to be able to create, let's say, a new script based on this content. Okay. So if I go ahead and I click, well, 2 things. One, we have a short form script toolkit. This is coming up with more scripts that you could do. So you've got that one. But if I go to cards, I'm going to go ahead and try to find another short form script. I've got 7 short scripts. That's one idea. Short script insider hack. Yeah, let's try the PAS rapid fix. All right. I think we could try this one here. So we've got a bunch of different short form scripts that you can use in here. One of the ones I'll grab is the PAS method, which is like the problem audience solution method. I'm going to select my tone, target audience. By the way, here's another trick for you. If you already have your custom instructions set and you don't want these instructions to impact your project, all you have to do is delete, and it will not add any instructions to your project. Okay. If you leave all this blank, It will not add additional instructions. This is great if you want to add it per, but if you already have it inside of your custom instructions, you don't have to do it here. But also if it's the same thing, it does not hurt if you do add it. Okay, you're just reiterating to the AI. So I'm going to go ahead and hit next and generate. That's how you would do it. You would upload the video, you would paste the text inside like I did there, but you could also do it just based on text. And I can come in here and just do something like a LinkedIn post. This one's actually going to be pretty cool. So I'm going to create LinkedIn post. All right, so that you guys could see two different examples of what this will do. Right now, I am literally only pasting text in here to draft a LinkedIn post as an example. And here's what it will look like. You'll see right here, this little thing here, it looks like text. And now this is telling you exactly the context that you're using to be able to generate that post. And what's great about using the LinkedIn post or using the text context is that you could turn this into a lot. You could generate AI images based on the context. You could generate LinkedIn posts. You could generate a new script. And so let's see if the other video is also ready. No, the other one's still creating as well. So that's how you could use text context. I know this is generating. I'll let that run while I look at your questions. Does Alphana image generators depend on starting with a reference graphic or a video input? Can they use text input? Florence, okay. So this is what I was just saying. You could actually do text input like I did here of source context. And then you could use our AI images card like this one to be able to create images based on this particular video, right? So, you know, if I say, let's see, thumbnail. For this purpose, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create like a YouTube thumbnail just to show you. But again, you could do carousel images, but there's one that I like. Hold on. Let's see. Or an Instagram thumbnail we could do as well. All right, let's just give this a shot. When you generate an AI image, it's going to analyze the text context from it, and then I could generate from it. You also have access to upload reference images. You don't have to, but you could upload a reference image if you have a specific style. But you'll see that our prompts already have very specific styles to use to be able to create the videos for you. And so I'll let that run while we're here. But here's that example of that LinkedIn post where it literally took the viral analysis that I learned and that I extracted from that video. And based on that analysis alone, it created a LinkedIn post about it. So like 500 calories of almond butter in one meal. This playful stat stood out in a breakdown of The Rock's indulgent cheat meal video. Here's what I learned. And then it dives into what you learned, right? So what's cool is that this helps you to come up with new content that you never thought of. So this shows you a LinkedIn post that generated automatically. Down here, we've got AI images that are generating automatically. You brought up a good point. You wish if there was a fast or slow mode, and fast images are just generated and slow we are shown multiple prompts for each image, and then we choose the prompt and it generates the image. That's a great suggestion. These are things that we are thinking about, how we could kind of change the workflow to make it and improve it so that you can actually generate things quickly. The one trick that I'll say with images, when you click edit, right now if you use high quality can take up to a minute or two to be able to generate these images. But if you're looking for just quick drafts to see if your prompts and everything work and you're trying to get a rough idea, go with low. Low happens very quickly, right? I mean, it cuts the time by, I don't know, at least 60 to 70% of the time it takes to generate the images if you use low quality. And if you like it and it came out good, then you could rerun that prompt one more time. So that's how I would suggest you can use the ability to be able to use these images and create images a little bit faster as you're doing your first drafts. I know we're up on time, but I do have a few minutes. So if you have a couple questions you want me to answer, I am super happy to do that right now. One of the things that we want to be cautious on, because VO3 is very expensive per video, and it would consume a ton of credits, is that if we automatically generated videos in here, that could be problematic. So we're trying to find the best ways to be able to use these video technologies and see how we can incorporate it. And it is, you know, we are building a new product or tool that will work with Alphana so that we can kind of now leverage both worlds, right? Alphana is really very much about repurposing and generating the content that you could see, extracting insights and everything. And video generation is something that, again, we're working on, but it's going to look a little bit differently than what you guys can see today. And so I don't have much more that I could say yet, but I promise we will be out with something relatively soon that we could talk about. And just so you see, to close the loop, because you couldn't see my screen earlier, these are the images that were generated. I know I talked through it, but you guys didn't get a chance to see it. And so here's one where it talks about to gather around the kids. Here's a second image. It literally made 500 calories of almond butter. Here's another one. You got the stacked pancakes with donuts. And then last but not least, you've got cheat meal deal. Okay. So this was all generated from this block of text that I uploaded earlier that was talking about that video and why it went viral. So you can see how that correlated now to new images. And then these are the storyboard ideas that I was talking about earlier. you could actually use a storyboard and then feed these images into VO3 to come up with a video based on the scenes that are described inside of this video, as you can see here. And what's cool is that this will generate 16 scenes that you can use to kind of create a complete video for what you're talking about. So who's the Alphana ideal customer? I know creators, but any other characteristics to consider? Yeah, so we kind of lump creators obviously as one of the top ones, but a good mix has been founders, marketers, creators, YouTubers, and especially in education, like coaches, instructors, teachers at different schools. So the way I like to lump it is anybody who is consistently creating video content. And again, that could be a podcast episode, a YouTube video, a walkthrough, a seminar, one of these things. Who's not our customer are anyone who primarily is not already creating video, because I think that's where the value prop is super important, right? If you've never created video again, and we're trying to help, we want to help people to start creating, which is why like what I showed you today can help you come up with ideas. But if you're not already creating video, they're usually not the first ones that are going to use something like this, because this is really going to, if you're already creating video every single week or multiple times a week, you automatically see how this will save you a ton of time or let you create 10 times more content than you're already doing. But if you haven't gone through that difficulty already, it's hard for you to jump into a system like Alphana. So that's why we really focus on those that are already creating video content, because this is part of your day-to-day. Thank you all for joining Insider Live this week. This was a great session. Hopefully you guys learned a lot. If you're on YouTube, please go ahead and hit like and subscribe. I really appreciate you. Thank you all for joining, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you.